The chair now recognizes Ms. González-Colón for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I want to thank Admiral and Fish and Wildlife for the excellent work that you did after the Hurricane Irma and Maria on the islands, in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. I mean, we are used to hurricanes, but that last one in 2017 were, I think, in 100 years, the worst of those. And I know the efforts for protecting different areas. Your staff there have been working with our office in a very, very productive way. And according to the data of the website of the FEMA Recovery Support Function, NOAA has been allocated approximately $21 million for disaster relief efforts in Puerto Rico. 11.4 were for fisheries disaster assistance, 9.1 million were allocated under the operations, research, and facilities account. $500,000 were allocated under the procurement, acquisition, and construction account. Yet, until March 31st of this year, NOAA has only obligated $7.5 million of this funding, and less than $800,000 had actually been outlaid or delivered to the island. Can you tell me why is the reason a lot of these funds haven't arrived yet to the island? And if you can provide this committee, I don't expect you to give me that information right now, but later on, to provide the committee the breakdown of how NOAA has utilized the $21 million in disaster relief funding in Puerto Rico, and why so little has been released.
Yes, Congresswoman, we can provide you the breakdown on that. I don't know the nature of those specific funds, but I do know the complete nature of all the work we've done for Puerto Rico since Hurricane Maria, and actually well before it, because our National Weather Service and Satellite and Data Information Service provided very ample warning that saved many lives. But following the hurricane, we've been involved in a whole array of work. We've had our ship, NOAA ship Thomas Jefferson, conducting surveys all around the island and opening up 13 very important navigation channels. We've had teams on the ground, and I work personally with my contacts in the Department of Defense to restore the weather radar at the Weather Forecast Office.
And I want to say thank you again for the radars situation. Many people are not aware that during the hurricane we lost our Doppler. And we lost also the radars of our airports. So there was no way to getting in and out of the island without the radars in the airport. And it was the Department of Defense with you guys working to provide a lot of navigation systems during that time. I have the same questions to Fish and Wildlife. According to FEMA Recovery Support Function, $3.2 million were allocated for disaster relief, specifically for construction. However, at March 31st of this year, just $1 million has been released, obligated, I may say, and less than $500,000 are being outlaid. So I want to know, in both agencies, what are the obstacles for the outlaying the money? I mean, the Congress approved this money in the fastest way ever. The president signed it. All the agencies are boots on the ground, but why that money is not being outlaid? And this is something that is happening in your agencies as many others. So I would love to have the breakdown as well in the case of Fish and Wildlife. And in the case of Puerto Rico, I don't know if you're aware, 4 of the 7 sea turtles are found on the island. So we know that recently we make changes to the Marine Turtle Conservation Fund. I want to know if the territories, U.S. territories, are eligible to apply for funding from the Marine Turtle Conservation Fund during the fiscal year that we're talking here. That could be something that I would like to have more of an input, and for the record as well, because I'm running out of time. I would like to know how we can assist both of the agencies. And first, getting the money out. And second, you talk about the blue economy. And in the case of Puerto Rico, approximately 7% of our economy is running because of the oceans and our reef areas. And that's actually 2% more more times than the people living in the Great Lakes or any other state. For being in an island, and I know this is the same situation for the rest of the territories as well. How we can improve that program? You did a report in 2016 outlaying the Virgin Islands and the Caribbean efforts for the Blue Ocean. How we can get it forward, and I will provide some other questions for the record, because I know I just finished my time. Mr. Chairman.
Did you have a brief response? Or
Yes, Congresswoman, we'll provide that answer, but I can tell you that I visited Puerto Rico and Culebra afterwards and witnessed firsthand the work we're doing to restore coral reefs, eelgrass habitat for turtles, and much other things with your Ocean Observing System Association to get the services that are so essential to Puerto Rico's blue economy.